Okay, so the point of this video is basically hone your attention span before you feverishly chase money. So if you are a millennial, then perhaps you remember, among other musicians, the sort of singer T-Pain. Um, but perhaps something you don't know about T-Pain is that at one point he commissioned a custom-made chain with a gigantic pendant, and I apologize for my language here, but with a gigantic pendant that says big ass chain. Okay, so this was reportedly one of his worst decisions, partly because the chain had an intensely negative resale value at one point. Okay, so according to T-Pain himself, he commissioned the chain because maybe a fan or someone at a concert told him something like, I bet you won't make a big ass diamond chain that says big ass chain on it or something. So I kid you not, this is this is the real story behind the generation of this chain, which was like, I think at least $400,000 if I recall this correctly. I may be getting the specifics wrong, but the general event is certainly correct here. Okay. So consider a situation in which T-Pain had been doing breath awareness meditation for years, if not decades, before he came into having money. If he did that successfully, he would be able to kind of run the tape in his head, so to speak, regarding what would happen if he made certain kinds of high investment mistakes with his money and possibly with his time or his reputational capital, okay? So if he could plan several steps ahead, then maybe he would have done what an arguably more cool-headed person would do, which is to buy like some $15, I don't know, like a cross or crucifix necklace from eBay that's just made of cheap silver, and then he would get to keep the rest of his money for himself and whatever goals he deemed worthy, you know. Maybe he'd want to invest money in financially efficient charities that could be especially helpful to young black Americans or something, you know, if you catch my drift. So if you don't practice developing your attention span when you're young, you can wake up after a few years or a few decades and notice, well, my life looks like a total mess. But if you work on your attention span, your empathy, your compassion, even though you might not initially read huge payoffs about these practices in your daily life, one day you're going to wake up and you'll pretty much end up in the situation that I'm in, which is one in which I don't have to deal with unwanted drama, okay? As a general rule, especially if you are sensitive and kind and well-meaning, do what you can to get involved in as many private interactions as you can with new people, okay? When people are in private with you one-on-one and they assume that they're not being recorded, often they let their masks drop and they reveal whether or not they want to express unwarranted dominance or power over you. And when that happens enough, when you're not, say, engaging in hostile conflicts with them, then you can make what I presume is the right move regarding whether someone should stay in your life or perhaps be replaced by beautiful books, music, exercise routines, and other things that might keep you at peace and progressively more healthy according to measurable metrics. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Stay sharp and sober, and God bless you.